Hi everybody. The title is a little clickbaity and I'm slightly sorry about that, but I promise this video has some good points in it, so just hear me out. By the way, I finally decided to swallow my pride and try a script for this video, so it should be a lot less filler words and a whole lot more filler sentences. So hopefully this goes well. Video length should remain about the same, at least I hope. Do you know how weird it would be for my rambles to be less controlled on script? It's time to get started, so without further ado, who's bored? I'm bored, and today we'll be talking about weird Pokémon evolutions that annoy me. This has really been on my mind lately as I complete my Pokédexes and realize just how weird some Pokémon really are. It's only fair to start this video off with my favorite weirdo that inspired this ramble, Annihilate. Okay, he's not my favorite, but he is pretty cool. I can't help but feel like his design is a little strange though, when compared to Primate. And even though they're separated by 20 years of history, would it have killed Game Freak to make them at least resemble each other a little bit more? I mean, Primeape is spiky, furry, and has those lovable early Game Freak design flaws that made Gen 1 so fun and memorable, yet scrappy and amateurish. And while Annihilate does look super cool, he's not nearly as spiky, he's practically a different shape, and he's just straight up a completely different color. Long rising hairs, bangs, red eyes, etc., etc. Overall an awesome and much more professional design, but I'm fully convinced that the people who made him were only going on a rough description of what Primeape looked like and had never seen him in their entire life. The next subject of my indiscriminate, bloodthirsty rampage takes us all the way back to the ye olde ancient, damn near primordial days of Generation 2. I have several targets, but I've begrudgingly boiled it down to just one, being Politoed. I can't possibly excuse how random his design is, and it bugs me that no one else seems to notice. With Annihilate, he's at least working off the core traits of his pre-evolution, making for a design that's understandable at the very least. But Politoed just looks like a different Pokemon entirely from Poliwhirl. You can explain just about every crazy evolution in Pokemon, but not this one. Not only does he Tokyo drift the color wheel, but he also changes shape, loses all notable design traits, gets a mouth, and gains a set of toes? The only reason I can rationalize people being okay with this is because Poliwhirl was already a frog monster, so maybe Politoed just seemed correct by association of species. But I feel like Politoed is the most boring possible way to evolve a Pokemon, especially something like Poliwhirl which looks so unique. Then again, he was made to sell toys and, I'm not gonna lie, he works so much better as a toy design than a Pokemon design. I also used him once and he was good. But I guess my point is that I don't know why he had to be related to Poliwhirl. He would have been much stronger as his own Pokemon, but being related to Poliwhirl definitely muddies the waters and raises more questions than it does answers. For the end of this video, I really struggled to find something crazy. I felt like it was brainless behavior to just pick easy Pokemon, like evolutions that only look funny but have good reasons, and I didn't want to punch down to Generation 1, which had lower design standards and, by that logic, should be given mercy and spared from this video. From Gen 4 and onwards, they really got their footings and started to practice consistent Pokemon evolution designs, and things started to make a lot more sense without feeling boring or lame. Still, after a long time of looking, standing amongst Generation 8 was my golden goose, Rillaboom. If you've been looking away from the video up to this point, look at the screen. Is this a joke? Am I being punked? You're seeing this, right? Does that not look like a completely different guy? I don't need to list off the differences, but not only is it literally everything I've already said about the other two, but he somehow got a full head of hair, a giant wooden magic drum, absolutely bulked up, and changed species. He went from what is clearly a monkey to a gorilla. Rillaboom will forever stand as one of the silliest Pokemon designs, which is really a shame since he's one of Galar's faces. Around Sword and Shield's release, I used to really like him, but I only drift further and further from him as the years go on. And trust me, I hate to be the Pokemon design stickler, but as an evolution to Thwackey especially, it was just a complete mistake. And with that, and sincerely not much more I can say, I guess I'll start to close off this video. I'm not sure if every video will have a script, but I'll definitely be including a disclaimer if I don't use one. Otherwise, just assume that I am. I'd also like to verbally promote my art on Tumblr, at my blog Bored in a Good Way, don't forget the underscores. You can send asks to my inbox and I'll answer them publicly. And feel free to comment down below and share your gripes with Rillaboom, and how weird he is, because I can't be the only one complaining. And with that, stay bored, everybody.